You don't need more time. You need more intensity. Let's cut the crap. How long have you been working on yourself? Reading books, watching motivational videos, setting goals you forget by Thursday. And there you are, still stuck, still repeating the same patterns, still hoping that one day, someday, you'll wake up different. You won't, because the version of you you're dreaming about, he's not real. He doesn't live in the future. He's buried beneath your current habits, your current excuses, your current comfort. You don't need 30 days. You don't need a coach, a program, or a sign from the universe. You need 7 days of war, 7 days of breaking everything false, 7 days of choosing pain over pleasure, 7 days of killing the man you've been and resurrecting the man you were meant to be. This is not a motivational video. This is a psychological funeral for the version of you that's been hiding behind maybes, tomorrows, and I'll try. If that scares you, good. You should be scared, because transformation isn't safe. It's violent. It strips you bare, exposes your weakness, and demands your blood. But if you're still here, if your heart's still beating faster, if something primal inside you just woke the hell up, then stay, because the next 7 days are going to hurt. They're going to test every limit you've accepted as fact. But when it's done, the world won't recognize you. Hell, you won't recognize yourself. Let's begin. Today isn't about improvement. It's not about making tweaks. It's not about doing better. It's about ending something. You've been dragging around a dead version of yourself for years, feeding it dopamine, hiding it behind productivity hacks, dressing it up with fake confidence. Let's call it what it is. You've been loyal to your own mediocrity. That ends today. Because transformation doesn't begin with action. It begins with execution. You don't add on top of the old self, you bury him. And to do that, you need to look him in the eye. You need to name everything he represents. The addiction to comfort, the rationalizations, the hours wasted in numb scrolling, the identity built around being the guy who's trying. Trying? Trying is a coward's word. The old self tries, the new self commits. So here's what you do today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now, write a resignation letter to your old self. Literally, pen to paper. Write down everything you are no longer willing to tolerate. The behaviors that waste your time, the people who drain your energy, the habits that numb your edge, the lies you whisper to justify stagnation. Destroy it, physically. Burn it. Rip it. Flush it. This is not a motivational exercise. This is a symbolic execution. You are telling your subconscious, this version of me no longer survives past this hour. Take inventory, brutally. Walk through your life like an assassin. No emotion, no mercy. Are you waking up late? Are you eating garbage? Are you hanging with losers? Are you numbing pain with distractions? List them, all of them. You don't change what you don't confront. And you don't confront what you keep forgiving. From this point forward, every time you indulge in one of these behaviors, you're choosing him. You're choosing the old you, the weak one, the silent one, the one who talks big and acts small. Don't forge, he's not passive. He's cunning. He'll show up disguised as taking a break, as just one time, as you've had a rough day. But make no mistake, he's trying to survive. And every time you slip, you're throwing him a lifeline. Cut it. The old self is not your friend. He is the architect of every regret you carry. He is the echo of hesitation, the smell of shame, the weight behind your guilt. He's had his chance. You don't need his approval. You don't need his forgiveness. You need his funeral. And yes, it's going to hurt. Because endings always hurt. But the pain of change is cleaner than the rot of stagnation. Every time you feel that ache today, lean into it. Let it remind you, this is what rebirth feels like. You are not breaking. You are shedding. Do one more thing. Create a reminder. Take the ashes, the ripped paper, the torn note. Put it somewhere visible. Not to mourn, to warn. Let it be a daily reminder. I've buried my excuses. What's left, no, is war. Because that's what this week is. A 7-day war against the man you've been. To become the one you were always meant to be. And day 1 is the bloodiest. Look in the mirror. Be honest. What do you see? Soft? Slouched? Sluggish? Then guess what? That's not just your body, it's your mind made visible. The body doesn't lie. It reflects every compromise, every skipped promise, every "I'll do it tomorrow." It is your biography written in muscle, fat, and posture. So today we reclaim it. Because your body isn't just a shell, it's your first weapon. In war, we don't polish armor, we forge it. And right now, yours is rusted. Start here. If you move like prey, you'll think like prey. Stand the hell up, shoulders back, chin level. You're not an apology. You're not an accident. You are a weapon that's been sleeping too long. Now we train. Not for aesthetics, not for Instagram. We train because pain is the gatekeeper to power. Start moving until it burns. And when it burns, smile, because that's weakness leaving the system. Run until your lungs scream. Lift until your doubts shut up. Stretch until your excuses rip at the seams. But I haven't trained in years. Exactly. That's why you're here. No more waiting for perfect conditions. Your body doesn't care about motivation. It responds to ritual. Set your schedule. Wake up early. Hit the floor. No debate. Take a cold shower, not to be trendy, but to train your will. Learn to face discomfort without flinching. Because the world won't flinch when it punches you. Understand this. When you build your body, you're building a mind that obeys. The Stoics knew this. Seneca exposed himself to cold, to hunger, to discomfort not because he had to, but because he refused to go soft. They practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining pain to prepare for it. And now, you do the same. Your physical weakness is not a flaw. It's a choice. Every bite of junk food, every skipped workout, every time you said, "I don't feel like it." That wasn't fatigue, that was permission. Permission to decay. No more. Today, you start treating food like fuel. No more sugar, no more alcohol, no more processed poison. You want to be sharp. Then stop feeding yourself like you're trying to die slowly. Eat like a warrior. Lean protein, water, whole foods. Hydrate like your clarity depends on it, because it does. Foggy mind, you're probably thirsty, not tired. Build rituals around consumption. Sit down, eat slow, be aware. This isn't survival, this is strategy. You think this is about muscles? It's not. This is about proving to yourself that you can command the flesh, that you are not a slave to cravings, laziness, or fatigue. If you're over 50, so what? You walk, you stretch, you breathe. You show up to the battlefield every damn day until the grave. The standard adjusts. The fight doesn't. And here's the truth. Most won't tell you. Your confidence doesn't come from affirmations. It comes from proof. From sweat. From discipline. From looking in the mirror and knowing, I've earned this. You've spent long enough treating your body like a burden. Now, treat it like a throne, because how you carry yourself tells the world whether they should listen. You want presence, earn posture. You want respect, build power. You want momentum, move your damn feet. Day 2 is the resurrection of your physical authority. No more softness. No more slouching. No more surrender. From this day forward, you move like someone who commands his future. Let's get one thing straight. Your mind isn't a victim. It's a weapon. But right now it's being used against you. Every belief you hold, every reaction you default to, every voice in your head whispering, "You can't." None of that came from your soul. It came from repetition. You weren't born weak. You were conditioned to be. Conditioned by comfort. Conditioned by society. Conditioned by a system that profits when you doubt yourself. And now? You're stuck inside a mental operating system you didn't install. That ends today. Because transformation isn't just physical. It's neurological. You want to become unrecognizable? Then you have to rewrite the source code. Start with this truth. Your thoughts are not facts. They're suggestions. Some are useful. Most are trash. That voice in your head saying, "I'm tired. I can't. I'm not ready." That's malware. That's the echo of an identity you're in the process of destroying. So from now on you filter everything. You become the gatekeeper of your own perception. You interrogate every thought like it's a suspect in a murder scene. Because most of them are killing your potential. Begin the purge. Language audit. Stop speaking like a beggar. No more, "I'll try. I don't know. Maybe one day." Replace them with commands. "I will. I decide." This ends now. Because language isn't just description. It's programming. And every time you speak weakness, your brain rewires for defeat. The Stoics knew this. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Translation? You are not the event, you are the interpretation. And interpretation is a choice. Kill the autopilot. Most of your actions are unconscious. You're reacting to scripts written years ago by fear, by failure, by other people's expectations. It's time to interrupt that loop. From this day forward, nothing gets a free pass. Why are you scrolling? Why are you eating that? Why are you reacting that way? Ask why until your ego screams. Because behind every automatic behavior is a belief. And behind every belief is a choice you're still refusing to make. Feed your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. You've been binging mental junk food, gossip, clickbait, mindless entertainment. And then you wonder why you can't focus, can't execute, can't stay sharp. Your mental diet is garbage. Fix it. Start reading books that punch you in the mouth. Listen to voices that make you uncomfortable because they tell the truth. Consume ideas that challenge your identity, not comfort it. Every day you journal. Not like a teenage diary, but like a warrior documenting his internal war. Write your thoughts. Expose your excuses. Confront your patterns. Rewrite them. This isn't about affirmation. It's about excavation. Dig deep. Then rebuild. Practice voluntary suffering. Train your perception to see pain as a gift. As Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." So, lean into difficulty. Take cold showers. Fast. Choose the hard path. Not because you like pain, but because it conditions you to rise above it. When you train yourself to choose discomfort, you kill fear in advance. Most people break because they've never practiced being broken. Not you. You embrace setbacks. You expect rejection. You rehearse adversity. So when life hits, you're already laughing. This is premeditatio malorum. The Stoics rehearsed disaster so that nothing could destroy their center. You now do the same. Lock into amor fati. Love your fate, not just accept it. That breakup? Fuel. That failure? Training. That hardship? Weight on the bar. Every pain is preparing you. Every setback is forging you. Every insult is armor. You don't get to choose the game, but you sure as hell get to choose how you play. So from now on, your mind is no longer a playground. It's a battlefield. And you are the general. You monitor every front. You eliminate every weak command. And you give your subconscious one message only. We don't run, we rise. Day 3 is mental war. Not against the world, against the script inside your head. And when you win this battle, you don't just think differently. You become someone the old you wouldn't even recognize. You want respect? Then stop blending in. Because no one respects the invisible. No one follows the uncertain. No one fears the forgettable. And right now, you're not leading. You're not standing out. You're just occupying space. Today, that ends. Because presence isn't about popularity. It's about power. It's the silent force that walks into a room and doesn't need to speak, because it's already being felt. Presence starts before you open your mouth. It starts with how you move, how you stand, how you carry the weight of your own existence. Look around. Most people slouch through life like they owe the world an apology. You don't. You move like a man on a mission. Back straight, chest open, eyes steady. You're not looking for approval. You are the approval. Confidence is not noise. It's clarity. It's speaking less but with weight. It's commanding silence not by force, but by gravity. Your words carry more when they're not drowning in filler. So, cut the fluff. Cut the like, the you know. Speak, stop, let it land. People who rush are afraid of their own words. You're not. Start owning silence. Most fear the quiet because it reveals weakness. But you use it like a weapon. Say less, mean more. Watch your voice. Is it shaky, rushed, unsure? Fix it. Slow down. Speak from the chest, not the throat. From intention, not anxiety. When you talk, people listen not because you're loud, but because you've earned the weight of your voice. Next your eyes. Hold eye contact like it's currency. Not to dominate, to anchor. When you speak, look through the person not around them. When you listen, really listen. Give people your full attention and they'll feel exposed. Because no one's used to being seen anymore. That's your advantage. People forget what you say. They forget what you do. But they will not forget how they felt around you. You are now the force that alters the energy in every room. And that means you eliminate weak presence. No more fidgeting. No more hiding in the back. No more pretending to be small so others feel comfortable. You weren't built to blend. You were built to lead. And if that scares people, good. It should. Because most people are terrified of someone who knows exactly who they are. You're not arrogant. You're aligned. With your mission, your values, your identity. Posture matters. Grooming matters. Dress like someone with standards. Not to impress but to remind yourself of who you're becoming. Sloppy appearance. Sloppy mind. You don't wear clothes, you weaponize image. You want to command respect? Then look like someone who respects himself. But don't confuse presence with intimidation. The strongest presence balances edge with control. You don't bark, You don't boast. You stand, and people feel the pressure of your stillness. Study great leaders, the generals, the kings, the philosophers. They didn't beg for attention. They absorbed it. Through certainty, through pause, through gravity. And that's your next move. Move with purpose. No wasted steps. No nervous pacing. Every motion should say, I know exactly why I'm here. Your presence must do what your resume can't. Announce you before you speak. Leave a trace after you're gone. This is not about being liked. It's about being felt. And today, you stop shrinking. You stop apologizing. You stop waiting to be noticed. You make presence your baseline. Not sometimes, always. Even when no one's watching, especially then. Because presence isn't for them. It's for you. It's the declaration, I'm here, I exist, I carry weight, and I do not bow. Welcome to day 4. The day you stop walking through life as a shadow and start moving like someone who was born to command it. Let's get this straight. Most people don't fail because they're stupid. They fail because they're soft. Because they wait. Because they hesitate. Because they confuse thinking with doing. And if that's you, today's the day we kill that parasite. You don't need more information. You don't need another 10-step plan, productivity hack, or morning routine guide. You've been hiding behind knowledge like it's armor. But it's not. It's a coffin. Because consuming is comfortable. Executing is not. Everyone wants clarity. No one wants consequence. Everyone wants momentum. No one wants the bruise of action. But understand this. Execution doesn't wait for certainty. It happens in spite of uncertainty. You will never be ready. So, act anyway. That's what separates the elite from the average. Not talent, not resources, not luck. Relentless bias toward movement. You want change? Then move. Move messy, move unsure, move unprepared. But move. Because perfection is a sedative. It lulls you into paralysis. It whispers, not yet. And by the time you're ready, the door's gone. Burn the bridge to someday. Execution is a blade. Wield it now. Start small, but start brutal. That conversation you're avoiding? Have it. That project you've been planning for 6 months? Launch it. That application, message, pitch, proposal? Send it. Today. Not after lunch. Not after motivation hits. Now. Your future is being held hostage by your comfort with inaction. And every time you wait, you pay the ransom with your potential. Here's the truth. Most people live in theory, in dream, in one day. You don't. You live in execution, because you've realized action isn't just a step, it's an identity. So from today on, you kill hesitation like it's the enemy it is. How? Decide fast. Train your brain to act without overthinking. Decisions are like muscles. The more you make, the stronger you get. Don't debate for days. Decide in minutes. Refine as you go. Create friction against inaction. Announce your goals to someone who will hold you to them. Set deadlines that carry weight. Create consequences for delay. Make failure public. Embrace discomfort on purpose. Wake up early. Do the task you hate first. Expose yourself to what scares you daily. Discomfort rewires your threshold for stress. Because every time you flinch from hard, you reinforce weak. But every time you act through fear, you kill fear. Train for momentum. Execution is not about intensity. It's about consistency under fire. Can you show up when you're tired? Can you move when you're unsure? Can you execute when no one's watching? The answer has to be yes. Not once. Every damn day. Systemize your strikes. Batch work. Time block. Structure your days so action becomes inevitable, not optional. Because the fewer decisions you need to make, the more energy you have to deploy. And when systems are in place, progress becomes default, not desire. You are not here to dabble. You are here to build. And building requires blood. In the form of repetition, in the form of boredom, in the form of relentless movement toward the edge. Let them call you obsessed. Let them say you're too intense. They'll say that right before they ask how the hell you moved so far so fast. This is not a motivational slogan. This is a code. You act. You learn. You adjust. You act again. Over and over. Until motion becomes your native language. Because when you move relentlessly, you become inevitable. Day 5 is the day you leave the realm of potential and enter the arena of force. Execute or evaporate. Let's make something clear. You are not the sum of your goals. You are the sum of your systems. Motivation is a liar. It comes and goes like a child throwing tantrums. One day it loves you, the next it disappears. You can't build a kingdom on emotion. You build it on systems. Predictable, ruthless, non-negotiable systems. You think the difference between winners and losers is talent? Discipline? No. It's infrastructure. Winners don't wait to feel inspired. They build environments where execution is inevitable, where even on their worst days, progress is baked into the structure. That's what day 6 is about. Designing a system so airtight your success becomes unavoidable. Step 1. Kill randomness. You wake up at the same time. You follow the same pattern. You don't feel into the day, you command it. Build your day like a war plan. What time do you wake up? When do you train? When do you work, rest, refuel, reflect? Answering this once saves you hundreds of decision points. And every decision you don't have to make is energy you can reinvest into movement. This is called decision hygiene, and it's what elite performers live by. You think Kobe Bryant waited to feel in the zone before training? You think Marcus Aurelius journaled only when he was inspired? No, they had systems. And systems don't care how you feel. They only care what you do. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your structure. So, build structure that supports the identity you're becoming, not the one you're escaping. Step 2. Kill friction. If going to the gym requires 14 mental negotiations, you've already lost. If eating clean requires daily willpower, you'll default to trash. So, remove choice. Lay out your clothes the night before. Prep your meals. Block your calendar. Delete the apps. Burn the bridges back to distraction. Make the path of discipline the easiest one available. Because you don't need to be more motivated. You need less resistance. Step 3. Automate reflection. Every evening, review. What did you execute? What did you avoid? What will you refine tomorrow? Don't wait until you crash to course correct. Refinement is daily, tactical, non-emotional. You're not trying to feel good about progress. You're trying to build a machine that can't be stopped. Step 4. Track everything. If you don't measure, you don't manage. Track habits. Track workouts. Track sleep. Track time spent in deep work. Not to obsess, but to confront reality. Most people avoid data because it holds up a mirror. But you want the mirror. Because the mirror doesn't lie. Step 5. Link your identity to your system. You're not trying to be disciplined. You are a disciplined person. And disciplined people do what the system says. Every time you follow through, you cast a vote for your new identity. One action equals one vote. Stack enough votes, and guess what? You become the person you've been pretending to be. But here's the warning. The old you will resist structure. He'll say, it's too rigid, too boring, too robotic. Ignore him. That voice is weakness begging for chaos, because chaos gives him room to come back. Structure chokes him out. It removes his oxygen, and that's exactly what you need. Remember, freedom is not the absence of structure. It is the product of it. You build a system not to trap yourself, but to liberate your potential from the trap of inconsistency. Day 6 isn't glamorous. It's not fiery or sexy. It's surgical. You sit down. You design your daily rhythm. You remove friction. You eliminate negotiation. You schedule execution. And from this moment on, you don't hope for transformation. You engineer it. You've made it to day 7. But don't celebrate yet. Because the most dangerous part of any transformation is the temptation to drift back. You've burned. You've bled. You've moved mountains in your mind, your body, your presence. But here's the brutal truth. Change is not permanent until it's protected. Transformation isn't real until you kill the return path. And right now, your old identity is watching, waiting, for fatigue, for stress, for a weak moment. Because that's all it needs to crawl back through the cracks and take over again. You've seen it before. People go to war with themselves for a week, a month, even a year. Then one slip, one excuse, one lazy morning, and they're gone, reclaimed by the very version they tried to escape. That won't be you. Today is not about progress. It's about permanence. You've crossed the river. Now burn the damn bridge. How? Start with this. Identity is not built on inspiration. It's built on repetition. Who you are is not what you say. It's what you do consistently even when no one is watching. The brain doesn't believe in your new self yet. It only believes in patterns. So show it the pattern. Daily, relentlessly, without applause. That's how you lock it in. You reinforce this identity with ritual. Not vague intentions ritual. You wake up early, not because it's trendy. Because your future self demands punctuality. You train not for the mirror but for the mind. To remind yourself, I don't negotiate with weakness anymore. You eat clean not for six-pack abs but for cognitive warfare. Because a foggy brain makes weak decisions, and weak decisions kill kings. Every behavior you repeat is a vote. For the man you aerial, the one you're trying to bury. So, cast votes with discipline, with action, with silence. You don't need external validation. The new you self-validates. But don't stop there. Make it official. Write a new code. Who are you now? What do you stand for? What do you no longer tolerate? Put it on paper. Print it. Frame it. Memorize it. This is your new identity contract. Break it and you answer to yourself. Because from this day forward, your standards are law. You don't eat like the old you. You don't think like the old you. You don't walk, talk, sit, breathe like him. That man is dead. And when doubt shows up, and it will, you don't entertain it. You stare it down and say, I remember who I was. I just don't answer to him anymore. You don't need a fresh start. You've already started. What you need now is continuity. Build systems to reinforce the new you. Build boundaries to protect him. Build relationships that reflect him, not challenge him. Surround yourself with people who make regression impossible. If they trigger the old, you cut them. If your environment tempts the old, you change it. If your rituals get sloppy, tighten them. Because every inch you give back is an invitation for collapse. This is where most fall off. They confuse momentum with completion. They think transformation is a peak. It's not. It's a plateau. And the only way to stay on it is to keep climbing. Today, you declare, "This is who I am now, and there's no going back." You've built the fire. Now you guard it. That means repetition. That means recalibration. That means choosing this new self every single day. Because identity isn't declared once. It's cast in daily, ruthless action. Welcome to day 7. The day your change becomes irreversible. The day you stop changing and start being. 7 days ago, you stood at the edge. Tired, hesitant, trapped in a loop you couldn't name. You didn't need more time. You needed more war. So, you declared it. You buried your excuses. You reclaimed your body. You rewired your mind. You changed how you walk, how you speak, how you show up. You executed without mercy. You built systems that don't bend. And today, you're not improving. You're unrecognizable. But this isn't the end, because now comes the test that no one warns you about. Sustainability. When the noise fades. When no one's watching. When comfort whispers again. Will you hold the line? Because now, you've tasted what's possible. You've stood on the other side of destruction. And the worst thing you could do, return. Return to mediocrity. Return to the loop. Return to the identity that begged for your silence. But you won't. Because now, you carry the cost. You know what it took to get here. You know what it felt like to suffer for your evolution. And you know this. Once you've seen what you can become, there's no going back. The mirror doesn't lie. And the man looking back is not the one who started this week. He's sharper, stronger, colder, clearer. He knows what he's capable of. And he'll never again pretend otherwise. You've been initiated. Not by ceremony but by suffering. And from here, every action you take is either a reinforcement or a betrayal. So ask yourself, will this decision honor the new me? Will this habit feed the new identity? Will this moment become momentum or regret? No more autopilot. No more drift. You are now under oath sworn to the highest version of yourself. And the world will feel it. Your presence. Your command. Your discipline. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to post it. You live it. Because the man who finishes this journey, he doesn't talk about change. He is the change. And if this week has meant anything to you, don't just walk away. Declare it. In the comments below, tell me one thing you've destroyed this week. One habit, one excuse, one part of you that didn't survive this war. Put it in writing. Seal it with truth. Make it undeniable. Because this is not the end of the video. It's the beginning of your reign.